noticed how the way you spend your afternoon and evening completely controls how well you sleep and how energized you feel the next morning?
It is so true. Most people focus only on their morning habits, but your evening routine is actually the secret to feeling calm, organized, and ready for a successful day. If you stay with us until the end of this conversation, you will learn simple, natural English words and phrases to talk about your afternoon and evening routines effortlessly.
Welcome back, everyone, to today's lesson. If you loved part 1 of our routine series, you are going to enjoy Daily Routine Part 2, A1 English Talk About Your Day English Podcast. If you are looking for a simple English speaking course that helps you learn English speaking in a practical, stress-free way, you are in the exact right place. I am your host, Emily, and joining me today is David.
It is wonderful to be here, Emily. So many learners who want an English podcast for beginners search online for structured lessons like Daily Routine, A1 English, Talk About Your Day, or English in Daily Life, Talk About Your Day, English podcast for beginners. Because learning how to speak English about your real life is the fastest way to build confidence. Today, we are taking you step by step through everything that happens from lunchtime until you go to sleep.
That is right. Mastering how to talk about your day gives you immediate English speaking practice for beginners that you can use with friends, colleagues, or language partners. Let us begin with step number 1, afternoon activities and finishing work or school. In part 1, we talked about waking up, drinking coffee, and starting the morning. But what happens after midday? In English, the word afternoon refers to the time between 12 p.m. and around 5 p.m. Exactly. During the afternoon, most people are busy working, attending classes, or running errands. To describe finishing your work or school day, native speakers use phrases like, I wrap up my work, I finish up my tasks, or I head home.
Let us break down those phrases for English for beginners. The phrasal verb wrap up simply means to finish or complete something. For example, I usually wrap up my office work around 5 p.m.
And the phrase head home means to start traveling back to your house. You can say, after class ends, I head home on the train.
What about the journey back home, Emily? How do people describe their evening commute in A1 English?
You can use simple action verbs like I commute by bus, I drive home in traffic, or I walk home from work. The word commute refers to the regular journey you make between your home and your workplace.
That brings us to step number 2, arriving home and unwinding. When you step through your front door after a long afternoon, what is the first thing you do?
The first thing most people do when they get home is change into comfortable clothes. In natural spoken English, we say, I kick off my shoes, I change into sweatpants, or I wash my hands.
The phrase kick off is a great casual expression. It means to remove your shoes quickly and comfortably. You can say, as soon as I get home, I kick off my work shoes and relax.
Another key vocabulary word for this part of the day is unwind. To unwind means to relax and let go of stress after being busy. For example, I like to unwind by sitting on the couch for 15 minutes.
That is an essential word for daily English conversation practice. Now let us explore step number 3, preparing and eating dinner.
In the evening, mealtime is a wonderful opportunity to practice English for daily life. Depending on where you live, the evening meal is called dinner or supper.
How do native speakers talk about making food in the evening, Emily?
Instead of just saying, I make food, you can use verbs like, I cook dinner, I prepare a meal, or I chop vegetables. If you are short on time, you might say, I heat up leftovers.
Let us explain heat up. Leftovers are food remaining from a previous meal. When you heat up leftovers, you warm up food that you cooked yesterday. For example, I was tired last night, so I just heated up some leftover soup.
And while eating dinner with family or housemates, you can say, We sit down together, we eat dinner, or we talk about our day. This is the perfect time to practice your daily routine in English when speaking English at home.
What about cleaning up after dinner, David? Nobody loves washing dishes, but it is an important part of our daily routine in English.
You can use simple phrases like, I clear the table, I wash the dishes, or I load the dishwasher. To clear the table means to take away the dirty plates, cups, and utensils after finishing your meal.
Now let us move to step number 4, evening hobbies and relaxation. After dinner, people usually have an hour or two of free time before preparing for sleep.
How do people enjoy their evening free time in clear A1 English?
You can use simple sentences like, I watch a movie, I read a book in English, I listen to an easy English podcast, or I go for an evening walk.
Notice how we use prepositions naturally. We say, listen to a podcast, go for a walk, or spend time with family. Using correct prepositions helps you speak English fluently and naturally.
That leads us directly to step number 5, digital sunset and wind-down routines. Emily, many productivity experts recommend turning off screens before bed. How do we talk about this in English?
You can say, I turn off my laptop, I put away my phone, or I dim the lights. To dim the lights means to make the lights softer and less bright.
Another peaceful evening habit is journaling in English. You can write 2 or 3 simple sentences about your afternoon and evening. For example, today was a good day. I finished my work on time and enjoyed a quiet dinner.
Writing simple daily sentences strengthens your memory, builds your vocabulary, and makes your English listening comprehension much sharper over time.
Now let us reach step number 6, bedtime preparation and going to sleep. This is the final phase of your daily routine, part 2.
To talk about getting ready for bed, you can use action verbs like, I brush my teeth, I wash my face, I set my alarm for tomorrow, and I get into bed.
Notice the phrase, set my alarm. You set an alarm clock so it rings at the exact time you want to wake up the next morning. For example, I set my alarm for 6:30 a.m. before I turn off the lamp.
When you are finally ready to sleep, you can say, I turn off the light, I fall asleep, or I go to sleep. To fall asleep means to transition from being awake into a state of sleep.
Now let us dive into step number 7, real-life conversational scenarios. Emily and I are going to demonstrate full dialogues so you can listen, repeat, and practice at home.
Scenario A. Talking about your afternoon and evening with a friend. David, imagine I am asking you about your day.
Hey, Emily, how was your afternoon?
It was pretty busy. I wrapped up my office work around 5 p.m., and then I commuted home on the bus.
Nice. What did you do when you got home?
I kicked off my shoes, changed into comfortable clothes, and cooked a fresh vegetable pasta for dinner. After clearing the table, I listened to an easy English podcast to relax.
That sounds like a wonderful, relaxing evening.
It really was. What about you, David? What is your typical night routine?
I usually heat up leftovers for dinner, go for a short walk, and set my alarm for 6 a.m. before I fall asleep around 10:30 p.m.
Notice how simple, natural, and fluid that interaction was? That is the exact goal when you learn English speaking, connecting your real experiences using clear sentences.
Now let us look at scenario B, discussing a Sunday evening routine to prepare for the week ahead.
David, do you do anything special on Sunday evenings to prepare for Monday?
Yes. On Sunday night, I like to put away my phone early, plan my schedule for the week, and dim the lights by 9 p.m. so I get quality sleep.
That is such a great habit. It definitely helps you wake up feeling calm and ready.
Now let us review the A1 daily shadowing strategy. To turn passive vocabulary into active speaking confidence, you must practice shadowing English by repeating phrases out loud.
When you practice shadowing English, you listen to our dialogue sentences and repeat them split seconds after you hear them. Focus on matching our speech rhythm, pauses, and clear pronunciation.
Let us do a quick recap of the daily phrases we learned today. First, afternoon transitions, like wrap up work and head home. Second, coming home phrases, like kick off my shoes and unwind. Third, dinner terms, like cook dinner and clear the table. Fourth, wind down habits, like put away my phone and dim the lights. Fifth, bedtime routines, like set my alarm and fall asleep.
Practicing these everyday sentences step by step will build your oral fluency, sharpen your listening skills, and help you speak English fluently when describing your day.
If you found today's lesson helpful and enjoyed practicing with us, please take a quick moment to hit the like button, leave a comment describing your evening routine, and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us create more practical lessons for learners around the world.
Thank you so much for spending your time with us today. Keep practicing your daily English. Stay consistent with your routine. Smash that like button. Share this video with a bestie who is learning English, and subscribe so you never miss our next vibe-filled session right here on Clarity English Practice.